Alright, hey guys, welcome back to some more Tekken videos. I know it's been ages, and you probably thought I died or something, but I have not, and neither has Tekken. So I have to keep playing, keep practicing, keep learning new things, because that's how you get better. And that's how you up your game. So, on this video, I'm going to go ahead and go over, like, mix-up and, like, pressure tools you can use with Yoshimitsu. Even though as far as like pressure and mix-up goes, like he doesn't have the best tools for that. These are kind of goofy, kind of slow, not the most useful, but you still gotta find what works for your character. So we're gonna go ahead and go through that. I'll do some other videos pretty soon for like tech traps, and I'm probably doing another tips video for just fighting in general, you know, that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get into it. While wise guy's over here on the couch doing some window shopping.
Yeah, gotta give me some new tattoos.
Yeah. Let me know if you get some of those erasable ones. I might buy a couple.
No, these are permanent, bruh. Represent.
No refunds. Okay, I got you. Alright, so our first tool here, or mix-up item we're gonna go with is 2-1. Now 2-1 you can cancel if you hold back after you hit 2, of course. And you can do all kinds of mess of different things. You go for sword spin, you can go for woodcutter, you could do whatever the hell you want. Nebular burst, low spins. I like doing sword sweep. It actually worked quite well when I was at Faustein's. I didn't make it out of pools, but I did catch quite a few people with this one because it's pretty quick, so it did work. But yeah, I don't remember if they made this a little bit faster or slower, what Harada did to it in general, but I do not recall exactly, but it's pretty good. I think they did change it to where 2-1 is punishable now, but the plus side is it does hit on counter hit now, so I think they sped up the second hit, which is pretty nice. So yeah, you cancel this and you go for whatever you want, basically. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. The thing is, they might be afraid to hit a button because you finish it, you go low. Yeah, you can even, worst case, you could flash, go for Tsubaki parry, whatever you want to do. And, alright. Kincho 1. Not bad. You could just do the 1, but I would recommend before you do that, start conditioning with 2 of them. It only hits on counter hit, both of them. It's a good way to determine if they're hitting buttons when you go into kin, because you'll counter hit them with that and you hit them both times. So once you do that a couple times, you can start doing some stuff. Now granted, this isn't safe if they recognize you only did the 1, or if they start mashing, they'll interrupt you with like 10 to 13 frame moves, I believe, is a punish for that, so keep that in mind. It's not safe. But yeah, you could definitely start go through the ringer with some of these, and play some Spider-Man too if you want. You know, it's a good old time.
I didn't know that had a download going.
Surprise, surprise. And then we're gonna go to one of my more favorite moves. Might not be the most useful against Zhao Yu, but it's something you could use against a lot of different characters. Maybe Zhao Yu if you can get her to stop ducking or doing AOP or Cali rolls or whatever. It's a whirlwind. You can do this from sidestep, or you can do it from kin. And you could, if you're in kin, you can keep doing it over and over again if you want. And the good thing about this move, if you go straight into blender, it's a frame trap, natural frame trap. If they hit anything, you blow them up every time. So you could go into kin after you do it. You could go into meditation. The good thing about this move, if you cancel it and do it again, you get a combo. You can do whatever you want for the combo. But yeah, I'm pretty bad at demonstrating sometimes, so you have to excuse me. Might need some coffee, even though I hate coffee. Coffee, yeah. So yeah, if you don't do it again, you could just do like down forward 1-2 and just whatever, do whatever combo. So yeah, Whirlwind's pretty good. It's not bad. You don't even have to go into stance. You could just do nothing if you want. So it's a good pressure tool. At the wall, it's good too. You can keep them there. Well, yeah, we were gonna talk about Dragonfly too. And I did this video a little bit earlier, but the power went out toward the end. It kind of sucked. So yeah, Dragonfly is another good mix-up tool. 4 is completely safe. Tracks really well. Does hit some low-profile moves, not all. Keep that in mind. 3, it's a low. It's only like minus 12 or 10. It's really good. Got your unblockables. Really good. Forward 2 is plus at the wall, which gives you 2 for free if they try to hit any button. Really good. And yeah, and you can cancel it really quick and change your mind if you think they're gonna super or hit a button or something. You know, it's really good. You just, if you're fighting somebody, you say you run up, you just go into it, do whatever. Yeah, we'll touch back on that. From meditation, if you get somebody to block or get hit by 3, you're plus after this, one of the few plus moves, and you can check them with 1. It's an elbow, you can't parry it, and it'll blow up whatever button they try to hit in between. You could even do it and then turn around, go for some other kind of mix-up. It's pretty good. Keep in mind it is slow, so a good player will probably react to it unless you can do it in some kind of okie situation. But yeah, it's a good tool for pressure and mix-up and so forth. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over Stone Fist because those are pretty straightforward. The only thing you can really do to stop them from hitting a button is flash, and it's risky, so I'm not really gonna cover that. Yeah, and then what I'm gonna get into next basically is layers. So with layers, you have things that there's strings that could continue, but you could do another string and then stop that one as well. So you could do 2-1, you go into woodcutter, and it's a layer because you could just keep doing woodcutter. You go low, you go into Nebula Burst, same thing, it's layers. For woodcutter, you could since you're in crouch, you could go into sword sweep, you could go low sweep, you could hit up and do crouch cancel, do whatever you want, sidestep, you know, get creative. You could go into Dragonfly, go for another layer mix up. What I like doing once in a great while is you catch people with sword stab if they get deer in headlights syndrome. It's pretty good. Yeah, you do low sweep, catches a lot of people trying to maybe get away from you. But keep in mind, like Nebula Burst, woodcutter is very linear, so you might want to stop them from stepping. I'll get into some other moves that stop people from stepping aside from Whirlwind, you know, so we can get them to sit still, get them to actually pay attention instead of just mashing buttons against Yoshi if you're fighting one of those players. But yeah, Nebula Burst, same thing. It's puts them in the same situation, but keep in mind it's a little slow, it's pretty linear, and usually better against the wall. But like woodcutter, got guard all on. It's natural on hit if you commit to it. You can actually delay the second hit, which is pretty good. But yeah, just like woodcutter, it's natural on hit, and it's a good tool. It high crushes, not instantly, but it will help you out once in a while. So keep that in mind, especially when you get somebody at the wall. It's really good. Another good tool I was going to talk about for stopping people from stepping, if they're not sitting still for woodcutter or Nebula Burst, is you do down 2. Down 2 has really good tracking for some reason. It's not a tracking move on here, but it's pretty much a tracking move. You can't parry it. It doesn't hit real far. It's not very fast, but it's a good move in general. It's safe on its own. It's safe if they don't duck the second hit here. If you hit 1, you are minus like 8 or 9, maybe a little less, so you lose your turn, but it's safe. And then down 2-2 Harada buffed. So this used to be on block like minus 12 or 13. It's only minus 10 now on block. So you're not going to get heavily punished for it as bad as before. If people do like to punish you after that, you could do the last hit. You could even delay it a little bit. You can even delay the second hit. And if you delay the second hit and it's counter hit, you do get a combo if you can recognize it. You do have to do flashing steel to pick them back up after that, keep it in mind. So yeah, that's really good. Like I said, if they like to hit buttons, you can hit them with 1 at the end. That's a frame trap. They can't hit a button to interrupt you there unless they duck first, or have a high crush move. So yeah, if they like to hit buttons, or if they're waiting for that, you could go down 1. That's still punishable. It's slower, it's mid, so what I would recommend is putting the sword away, because the second they hesitate, you can already block, and it's too late for them to punish you. So since they buffed this and it's only -10, you could definitely take advantage of this situation for people that are sitting there trying to wait for you to throw out the 1, because they can't stop you there. And then if they are still punishing you with 2-2, you could just do 2-1, or just do 2. And they can't do jack about it. So yeah, layers. It kind of looks like a down 4. You could throw that out there, and you could just do it again if you want. No, why not? Not bad. Keep in mind, it doesn't hit very far again, so they could move away from you. But yeah, it's another good mix-up tool I'd recommend. Yeah, I already talked about Dragonfly for the most part. That's going to be your best go-to like mix-up stance. The rest of them are kind of eh. Even Meditation is kind of eh. It's really slow. It does have a big box on it. It's just you can't get hit out of it pretty easily. So we won't really talk about the other stances as far as mix-up tools go. This move, the Nade Kujaku, I'm not going to remember that's what it's called, but this is natural on hit. It chunks hard. It's kind of linear, but it's still not bad. You can't parry it because it uses the sword. It wall splats. It's completely safe even on block, so even if they block it, who gives a crap? But you can just do the 1, and you can do whatever. You go for Rainbow Drop, go for Nebular Burst, 2-1, start putting some layers on, Woodcutter. You get the idea, you know. You just go ham, you know. Sometimes you gotta go ham. It's Yoshi, you know. Yeah, I wasn't gonna talk about Stonefist really, because it's more of a gimmick than anything for mix-up for players that actually play the game. But low spins, it's not as much of a gimmick in my opinion, because if they get hit by the first 2 and you hit 4, it's uninterruptible. They can't do anything about that. So generally they're gonna wait for it. So what that means is you could go for the low sweep instead with a full crouch 4. You could do it again if you want. You could do whatever. You can do wall rising 3-2. Depends how they like to sit there. If people like to step, full crouch 4 is going to catch them every time. If they want to hit a button too, probably going to counter hit them. I was catching some people quite a bit with that. You could condition them to wait for 4. Sometimes I just do 2, and I keep doing it until they start blocking their feet, essentially. It just depends what your opponent likes to do for the most part. So keep that in mind. It's a pretty good tool, but do remember that even on hit, this is like -13 or 14. So if they're on their game, they can't interrupt you really hard. So if you think that's going to happen, you're better off finishing it with a 4 or blocking immediately instead of going for something. So it's for a player that's looking for you to stop, you do have to be very careful, because you can get punished pretty hard. And then slaps too. Slaps is another layer, because even on block you're +1 or 2 after every single one. So you could go straight into 2-1 mix up after that. If they don't duck, you basically get free reign to keep terrorizing them, so to speak. With whatever you want to throw at them, basically. Yeah, you could cancel the highs and the lows. This is uninterruptible if they don't duck. They can't stop you. Period. They'd have to low parry or duck. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's really good. Yeah, and you can just go for whatever. You can spin, and go into Dragonfly, whatever you want to do. More layers. Back 2 is good. Back 2 you can cancel into sword stance. You can delay back 2-2, but keep in mind it's -13 now. If they have a pretty long-reaching 13 frame punish, they can punish you for doing that. It's safe by itself, so if you don't want to do anything, you could just chill. You could do go in a dragonfly mix up, you go for a slide. You got options here. Start some whirlwind mix up, whatever you want to do a little bit within the bounds of that. You can just do nothing and chill. Like I said, if they're getting used to seeing you do it. It's got a big box on it. For some reason, it hits a giant area, so keep it in mind. It's not a bad tool to use once in a while. Not the best. He's got better ones, but it is a good good tool. Covered dragonfly already. A lot of this stuff is kind of better at the wall. This isn't bad on Oki, especially farther away. Now this is launch punishable, and they took away the combo. This doesn't combo anymore. Sad face. Why Harada? Why? Why you do this? Was not cool, bro. But yeah, this is launch punishable. A good player, they can react and still punish you with while rising forward. But if you're too far, stubby leg characters aren't going to reach you anyway. If you catch them sleeping, you can cancel it, hold down back, you go for sword sweep or whatever you want to do, you know. So it's not too bad. It's an okay mixed up tool. You can't parry it because it's a sword. It hits pretty far. It's just a little linear. But yeah, it's something you could use once in a blue moon. Let's see. Oh yeah, Poison Wind. Poison Wind you are minus after, even though if you do Gold Fist, if you do Gold Fist, you are minus after the spin, unlike regular Slap You Silly. But if they do like to, if they do like to jab after that, you could do if I could do it right now, could do Kangaroo Kick immediately after and get under the jabs. And you get a beefy combo. Work out pretty decently. Otherwise, if you have your sword put away, I've noticed this is really good. If you're in no sword stance, you can do Poison Wind. Say you knock them down, you're doing an Oki situation. As long as you time this right, you do have to wait a second, or else you'll do the backflip kick, because your backflip kick is 3 or 4, and flash is 1+4, so it'll register if you hit it too fast. You see the buttons down there, I'm mashing flash, it'll make you backflip, so you have to wait a split second. And if they try to hit any button, that's going to blow them up every time. No sword stance flash, period, because you're going to be too close to them for them to do anything otherwise. Now, it really doesn't work as well in sword stance, but if they do hit a particular button and they move a little forward, they should probably get hit by it as well. That's going to be a good opening for you to do other stuff. I like doing up 1+2 because it looks like you're kind of going for the second flip if they know about it. You could do whatever. You start doing layers again. No sword stance isn't as scary, but you could just whatever you want to do, you know. You don't have access in no sword stance, keep in mind, to 2-1 anymore, so that tool's out the window. You could still do 2. You could do oh yeah, you have a sit jab now. You can't do that Jukaku or whatever the hell that move is called, the down back 1. You can't do that mix up anymore. You could still do woodcutter, you could do Nebula Burst, you could still do slaps if you want. So yeah, keep that in mind. Poison Wind, really good. No sword stance for mix up and pressure. Oh yeah, and then of course, if you do have your sword, instead of going for the full flip, you can cancel, go straight into Dragonfly. If you hit a yeah, just 1+2, you don't even have to hit up anymore, and then you cancel right into Dragonfly. So more layers. Moving on, we're getting toward the end of it pretty quick. Wall Rising 1's okay. You can cancel the 2 and still go into Stone Fist if you want. Keep in mind that 1 is like -10 or 12, so they can jab punish you if you don't commit to it, if they're really looking for it. It's not too bad. You could do that and then go for like a mid or something instead. And you could do it in sword or no sword stance. this got buffed, but only really like bad players or impatient players are gonna get hit with the second hit, or if they really just don't know anything about Yoshimitsu. But you can kind of pester them with it. Wall rising moves in general have a lot of tracking on them, so they'll follow you around like a merry-go-round and stuff, you know. So you can kind of just throw this out here. You kind of run around and just throw this shit out here if you want. Hits really far. It's safe. Pushes back a little bit. So yeah, you can do this into like 1+2. You can even try to maybe go for a sword stab if you want, and if they start getting impatient or whatever, you can just finish it, and the second hit will go ahead and start a combo and counter hit. So it's not bad. Gotta take something after they took away the combo from up forward too. So yeah, I gotta take your W's where you can get them with Yoshi. So that's something to keep in mind. It is a frame trap, so you can't interrupt it. So if they do like to hit buttons, it will blow them up every time. And basically, yeah, you will have to remember that you do samurai cutter, or sword sweep as I like to call it, from you can do it from woodcutter, nebular burst, low spins even, but low spins is generally more at the wall when you get them to be afraid of hitting buttons generally because you're at the wall, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, you can run up and just straight up sword sweep if you want. Yeah, no sword. I will talk about this one little bit. It's probably the last thing. Is you get access to an old string. I believe Tekken 6 you get 3 punches here. Now keep in mind it is mid-high mid, so you're not really gonna catch every player off guard with this. They're not really gonna keep falling for the blender here. You can do one and do whatever if you want. If they're slow to react, you can turn around right away. Keep abusing it if you want. The elbows you can't parry, so it's a plus. The third one you actually get a combo on counter hit. So just gotta turn. Oh, if I can do it here, you just gotta turn around. It's a little awkward. You just have to turn around and do a wall rising 4. If I could get it. You pick them up and do whatever. You get the idea. So yeah, it's not bad. You can start mixing it up a little bit if you want. You are minus after the third hit, you know. But yeah, it's pretty good as far as mix-up goes for no sword stance. You probably catch somebody off guard the first time with the third hit, and you get a nice juicy counter hit there. So keep it in mind. And when you do put your sword away, you do get some other interesting things, but we'll go ahead and talk about that in like the tips and tricks when I do that other video. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it for like your go-to mix-up. I guess I could talk about this last little bit here. You could do 2-1-2 or 1-2-1. My mistake. 1-2-1. Now this is a frame trap too, unless they have a move that high crushes or they straight up duck. And this third hit will knock them down, and it'll give you a pseudo combo. Now generally I like to go for the mix-up instead. But this third hit will knock them down. You pick them up with Nebular Burst. So basically to combo them you have to just pick them up with Nebular Burst. A little slow on it. And you get a little small combo here. What I like to do instead is you could go for and depending on how they get up, you could get a little extra damage, or you get a free flea mix-up essentially between that or sliding headbutt. So it's not bad. 1-2 is minus on hit, but you can still throw it out there. It'll catch people if they're trying to duck, if they're getting sick of high spins or 2-1 or whirlwind. You can catch them. If they're getting impatient, you might counter hit them with the third hit. If they don't want to do anything, you can sit there and go into 10 hit. If I can get it right now. Not my night right now for these. There it goes. So yeah, you go into 10 hit if you want. You could do 2, and then I like going for like full crouch 4 if they're a little slow to the punch. You'd probably catch them with a counter hit there. Full crouch 4 does high crush quite a bit and crushes some things. So yeah, you could do that, or you can just chill, see what happens, you know. But yeah, that's probably gonna be mainly all your go-to pressure slash layer tools that you can go with Yoshimitsu, like mix up things. So yeah, you got 2-1, you got spins, you got whirlwind, you got woodcutter, nebula burst, dragonfly, jujaku, ninjaku, numchaku, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You got low spins. You got poison wind, especially in a no sword stance. You got wall rising 2-1 with your no sword. And yeah, that's the gist of it. That's the bulk of it for the most part. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys out, and maybe get some more questions or video ideas for me, because I'll pretty much be done with videos once I finish the punishes. So I'll just be doing maybe like tutorials or doing some online after that or whatever, you know. But yeah, just stick around. Hope you like. Hope you message. Hope you do awesome in life and all that good stuff. So just check out our other videos and hopefully enjoy it and come back. So
Share us.
please, pretty please. Well, you do you, I do me. It is what it is. So we'll catch you guys later.